Christian Novels Audiobooks, The Story of Wayne and Jean Vozzolo, The Cross Penny, Episode number 59. Just as he finished drilling another hole, Mark saw them coming. "Time for you to rest, old Blue." He climbed down and greeted the newcomers. "Everybody, get you a drink of water. Mark is going to show all of us how to put these babies in." "Okay, Mark, it's showtime," Wayne explained. Everyone clapped and Chester teased, "No pressure, Mark, no pressure at all." Mark did a courtesy bow as he started, making everyone laugh more, including Wayne. "Basically," Mark explained, "we put the skinny end of the pole in the hole, pack the gravel down around the pole, put the brace up, and level everything from every direction. Next, we put in one package of concrete, add a gallon of water, put in a second package of concrete, and add another gallon of water." Watching to see if everyone was listening carefully, Mark continued, "The poles need to set at least overnight before we take the braces off, but we'll have to wait 3 or 4 days before we can attach the barbed wire. We need to have a 1/4 of a mile ready to go before we put the wire up. We'll add a dome top on each hole with concrete to make sure any water rolls away from the pole. We'll also put the caps on the top of the post. We put them up so no water gets in there. Any questions?" "Yes. Why do we put the skinny end of the pole in the hole instead of the wide end?" asked one of the workers. "That's a great question, one I myself have asked. It actually makes it sturdier with the shapes of the concrete when it dries. Any other questions?" "Yes, how do we know we have the poles the right distance on top of the pea gravel?" "We're going to mark them with a chalk line and use a jig to make sure they all line up together like soldiers. Any other questions?" "I have one," Eduardo said. "Why can't we start the wire before a 1/4 of a mile?" "Good question. Each roll of wire will do 1/4 of a mile. Hopefully we can finish one roll at a time and nobody steals a leftover partial roll." "Thanks. They would too," mumbled a couple of the men. Soon Mark was showing them every step. Not counting Chester and Wayne and the fence support person, they had enough guys to do 4 poles at a time. Mark gave directions. He and Chester and Wayne and the support person inspected every 4-member crew's work before they went on to the next step. Only when Mark was certain everyone understood every step did he continue. He then had each crew member inspect everyone else's pole. Only when everybody agreed that they were ready did they start adding concrete. Then they rechecked the level of each of the holes. By the time the 4 poles were set hard enough to stop manually holding them up, it was almost 2 o'clock. "Mark, I appreciate your taking a lot of time to teach everybody exactly how to do this. I believe they all understand. By the way, I just introduced my friend as Neil, but he's really the fence manufacturer's customer support guy." "Mark, I could not have done a better job," Neil said as they shook hands. "Everything you taught was in the right sequence and using the correct method. Your jigs and braces are brilliant. We will be adding those things to our instructions. Who taught you how to do this?" "Thank you, sir. My dad and mom back on a little broken lace shoestring cattle ranch we had." "Well, they did a fine job, young man. You make a really good teacher, too." Neil turned in Wayne's direction. "Wayne, if your guys finish the rest of the fence this way, it should last for decades with only minor repairs. You have a very good fence guy here. Keep him or I'll steal him from you." "So noted. Thanks for coming. I'll let you know when we can start with the wire." Wayne raised his voice and said, "All right, everybody, load everything up. It's quitting time. Thank you all for working the fence assignment. You will be in on it for a pretty good while. We'll start at 6 in the morning. Everybody but Mark and you, Eduardo, will gather at Tony's Misfit Toy Shed. You two meet in the barn with Old Blue, and you can get started on the drilling. We'll bring tomorrow's supplies over with the crew and meet you here."